No two cultures are more intertwined than that of tattoos and motorcycles. Daytona is the place that I was looking forward to going most.
That was fun to ride around there. All the stores, tons of people, a lot of pretty ladies walking around. Dave enjoys the beachfront. I don't get it. That's him. Everyone's got their own thing. It's sand and water. That's what it is. When I was a kid, I had a sandbox and I had a kiddie pool, so I know what sand and water is.
I was very excited to get to Daytona. We looked at my bike. We narrowed it down to my oil pump. There's a spring in there, and basically my spring was compressed. Pulled it out, put it back in, fired it up. It was fixed, you know. I could have fixed it in Tampa, but I was enjoying Denny's bike, man.
I'm super stoked to get to Daytona. I'm a white trash kid from the country, and if there's one thing that is big, it's the Daytona Bike Week.
It is a hot spot for motorcycles in Florida.
What was the big event that happened while you were in Key Largo?
Oh shit, yeah, I got engaged. When you're on a motorcycle, you got all this time to think, and this trip I was able to do a lot of reflecting and, thinking about the future, and, Tabby flew down with Jesse and Erica, and I was able to spend some time with her. I went out to a nice dinner on the beach, sun setting on the ocean, taking some pictures, and got down on one knee, man, and did the whole deal. Had the absolute perfect place, moment, time, everything. All my friends there, sitting right there with me while I did it. She was not expecting it at all. She said yes, so while in the Keys, I got engaged.
Our first stop in Daytona is to meet world-famous bike builder Bill Dodge and to check out his custom motorcycle shop, Bling Cycles. He builds incredible motorcycles. Everything he builds is meant to run on the pavement, the dirt, or gravel. That's his motto. You can take his motorcycles anywhere.
Hey, how are you, bro?
Good, man. Good. Nice to see you too, man. Thank you so much for having us.
No big deal. Welcome to my home.
I got to see bikes that I've seen in magazines.
He kind of has a style where they all kind of look the same, yet they all got their own little spins on them and their own little different pieces.
If you like ones with bags, that one's pretty cool. Got 140 at the wheel.
Wow. Are you serious?
Yeah, made for a big guy. He's probably 6'8". This is what I really make. This is a 53 panhead I made for a friend in Germany, so I kind of try to throw my German hat on for a minute. This is what I came up with. Bike weighs 365 pounds.
Wow.
Mostly motor. I'll show you how back the bike I'll ride to the smokeout in a couple days that I finished yesterday. A 70s built 1956 panhead chopper. And then I made it back into this.
Dude, that's so sweet.
So it's 56 pan frame, 56 motor, 66 trans, all the stuff like that's all real. The tanks, all that stuff were gone. All the mounts were cut off. Then I took what I call period correct parts, 50 model set of tanks. The rear fender was a big skirted 1968 Sportster. That light was actually original equipment on that fender. I just brought all the stuff from those eras. I don't know if you noticed the bike behind you, that's my buddy Eric.
That is about as squatty and as little as you can.
Yeah, and this big giant.
That's not the dude I expected to be riding this.
This is my friend Eric. He has a lot of fun.
Wow.
You can ride some hellacious Willies on this mug, man. He'd probably do it for us.
Yeah, if you try to talk him into it, he'd be pretty easy.
Yeah. Can I just see you sit on that thing? I mean, I'm looking at that. That just doesn't.
He rides pretty squatty. He rides good like that.
I guess it does.
Not too bad.
Yeah, no.
He's passed me up, man.
Like it was nothing, right?
Oh, yeah.
From the time I was a kid, man, I've been riding. My dad brought me home my first street bike when I was 13 years old, so I can appreciate all of it. I don't know how you guys do it, man.
We hide in places like this all by ourselves. You spend a lot of time by yourself, you get a little kooky, and that's where they come from.
Yeah. I've never been one of them guys that get like starstruck for movie stars or even musicians, but motorcycle builders, man, from the time I was a kid, I was looking at motorcycle magazines. That's been my thing, tattoos and motorcycles. Somehow music, motorcycles, and tattoos go hand in hand.
There's an easy answer for this question.
Give it to me.
It's freedom. We all love it. We don't want to be bound by any crap.
Right.
So that's why we all get along.
Right.
That's why we're all together.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, we all do only what we love.
Right.
If we don't love it, we don't do it. As a tattooist, as a bike guy, as a musician, none of the three of us do anything unless we want to.
It's not when we're not bound by money.
No, who cares about money?
Right.
Musicians, once they make it, they don't care about the money either. They just care about making those people out there smile. The energy from that crowd is for the musician. And it's the same thing here, you know? A buddy of mine, I built him a little bike, the bike he loves so much. His wife and him both ride my bikes.
Right.
She has her own too.
Right.
Once you realize that that motorcycle does take away all that crap from whatever job or whatever they're doing in their regular life, it's like a drug.
He doesn't have to advertise. He doesn't need walk-in clients. The people that are going to his shop know who he is and what they're there for. Absolutely incredible motorcycles. What do you get from riding motorcycles?
That's the only time I relax. Here, don't get me wrong, I'm relaxed and do whatever I want. I'm the only guy that works here. You see all this stuff.
Right.
You know, I have a buddy that comes help sometimes. There's, you know, a couple guys that come and visit and help, but it's the only way to relax.
Right.
We've been hanging out a lot, man. And they're very appreciative of this whole journey that we've had together. And in the short time that I've been with the crew and all, I feel like we've all really gotten close. You know, the road of bringing it close so quick, you know?
Getting to meet Bill Dodge, who I've been a huge fan of, was incredible, man. Bill's got all kinds of bikes, and all of them have a similar style. There's not a whole lot of craziness going on with the bike. It's just enough.
You know, me and Bill are pretty close friends, and he's definitely a brother to me.
The fact that we got to meet Bill Dodge, I was stoked, man.
Some people had to point out that Bill and I do look alike. We actually got a couple pictures standing side by side. He's a good looking man. I'm not gonna lie. Someone who's gonna look like me is gonna be a very, very sharp man.
Well, Bill, I can't thank you enough, man.
Oh, thank you, bro. Awesome. Awesome.
Your heart and your shop. and letting us
Anytime,
come
bro.
in.
You're welcome here anytime. You guys ever traveling through, you need a fix?
For
It's
sure.
the place.
To know Bill Dodge, man, he is a legend, and I just think the world of him. What's up? Big Dave here with Jeremy Turner, longtime friend.
I'm here to introduce EcoMaids. Our safe, natural cleaning process and our 64-point checklist leaves your home thoughtfully cleaned.
Big Dave approves.
Denver did do Daytona. Key Largo would have been cool. I probably would have liked to on scuba dive, and I've never done it. I was cruising down through Daytona. I didn't know I was cruising down the A1A Detroit Avenue is what I always thought it said, but apparently it's Beachfront Avenue, and I was there.
When we were planning everything for the trip, one of the tattoo shops that we decided on was Willie's Tropical Tattoo in Daytona.
Willie Jones is a tattoo artist. He owns Tropical Willie's Tattoo.
As far as tattooers in Florida, he's one of the biggest names, period.
If you ride a motorcycle or you've ever been to Florida on a motorcycle, it is a destination point that you want to hit.
Hey, sweet cheeks, you made it back, Mr.
Yep.
Denver.
Fun trip down there?
Yeah,
Right on.
it's been good.
Those are some nice little Nikes you're sporting.
I have misplaced my boots. I think they might be on a FedEx truck somewhere right now.
Yeah? Well, at least you still got your glasses.
No.
What's up, man?
How you doing,
I
man?
know who you are. Dave.
Willie, man.
Nice to meet you finally.
It's an honor to finally meet you, man.
Whose scooter is this?
And that's my idea of a bagger right there. That's a full dresser right there.
The power, the 6th gear. I mean, I can cruise comfortably at 90 on that, no problems.
Little Jack Daniels, I used to do that with my shovel head though.
Well, let's go in and check out your place.
Yeah, man, come on in.
It was an old school style shop, a lot of flash art. When I think tattoo shop, that's what I think.
This whole shop is filled up with him, surrounded by motorcycles and topless models.
A lot of TNA going around on the walls there.
The kind of shop that makes me feel comfortable.
This is the front room here. This section right here was the shop.
This area right here is bigger than our first shop.
Yeah, it lasted about 6 months.
I've been seeing your ads in Biker Magazine since I was a little kid, and I've always wanted to come here. I can officially check this off my bucket list.
In the 90s, people were coming in here and I was tattooing them. 2005, 2006, then their kids would be coming in here. You know, that was always a pretty cool thing about tattooing is when you start tattooing the family.
Right.
I just like the old days, man, when people came in, picked stuff off the wall or off of one of these books or something and throw a stencil on them and in the chair they went, you know, now it's phones and, oh, did you see this thing on TV or this and that, you know, and it's like, it's all changed so much over the years.
Willie Jones, he's a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? He's got staying power. In each part of the country, there are people like this. You know, there's Tattoo Lou, he did his thing, you know, Jackie, her thing. The thing about Willie is he'll give you a chance. He'll listen to you. I can't really say nothing bad about a dude, really, you know? If I did, he'd probably kick my ass.
Do you still have people coming in here picking stuff off the walls pretty routinely, or no?
No.
No?
Now it's just decorations. Actually, there was a big flash rack right there in front of us. I mean, a lot of bike history here. We've been doing stuff, you know, because of Bike Week Daytona, and start looking at all these little pictures on the wall, and you never know who the hell you're going to see up there.
I've never seen so much flash in one spot.
Yeah, it's funny. People come in and they go, man, all this flash and stuff, man. I had tons more of the stuff that I just did away with.
Awesome, man.
I remember so many of these.
I've been seeing Willie's Tropical Tattoo ads in Chopper magazines and Biker magazines since before I should have been reading said magazines. This is where I've wanted to get tattooed since I was a child. The tattoo that I'm gonna be getting today, so I'm gonna get the old school heart with a banner that says Mom. I love traditional tattoos. I'm a mama's boy through and through. I believe Clay's gonna be doing it.
Clay's been with him for years and years, he said.
Clay's the type of guy that he's like, hey, things are done a certain way around here. He's an old school tattooer. He's not flashy. He does his deal and he's done it.
What do you think about this industry today, man?
In the direction it's going now, it's oversaturated with tattooers and people that want to be tattooers. And I just think that because of television and all that stuff, so many people think they're going to be a rock star or something, and they don't realize these guys sit in here sometimes 12 hours to do one stinking $50 tattoo. Once if they sit in a real shop and do that a few times, a lot of them will drop out.
Right.
You know, but the trouble is a lot of them got their equipment and stuff and they're tattooing at the kitchens and their houses and whatnot. They're not clean, they're not sterile, they don't know anything about preparation of doing a tattoo or hair instructions or anything. There's a lot more people getting tattooed and it's a lot more acceptable on the plus side.
Right.
Like anything, you know, it's like the bike shops and stuff a few years back when it got so saturated with bike shops. They drop out after a while, they can't hang in there, you know. I would say most of these young kids now that's got in this industry, I know about at least a dozen that started out tattooing for a while and they've already gone back to doing other stuff.
Willie has survived the boom in Daytona. I can't imagine 60 tattoo shops moving into my town. He was one of the first, you know. He's created a legendary status. How long have you been in business?
25 years.
I've been tattooing for 20-some years.
Yeah? Where do you feel this industry's at right now and what changes would you make?
I'm not a changer, I'm just a sitter. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. People changing it are the people that shouldn't be changing it anyway.
It was a blast during the 90s. Balls to the walls out. It was a good time. Of course, in the 90s, we had to fight with legislation in Tallahassee and stuff to keep tattooing legal. And back when you used to have to look for a tattoo studio.
Right.
And you were just so happy to find some place, you know, that was open and stuff.
Willie don't give a Willie's gonna do what Willie's gonna do, no matter what. You're not gonna tell Willie anything, and Willie's not gonna do or say anything that he's not comfortable with. I tell people all the time that tattoos are artwork. You know, I'm an artist, man. I like to find an artist that I like and let him do his thing, you know. But back in the day, it was just getting artwork on your body, and now, I mean, they may have some meaning to you, but
right
now it's like some dude's coming in here getting a skull and dagger and he's gonna tell me how it represents his mortality and whatever. And I'm like, shut up, you're getting a skull and dagger because it looks cool, it makes you look tough. Just say that, it doesn't have to have some meaning.
And an old wise guy once told me, it's just a stinking tattoo.
Right. Just a stinking tattoo, huh? You know, I've had husband and wives come in and the husband's getting a tattoo and the wife's like, I don't know about tattoos. I mean, I just don't know what I'd want to wear on my body. And I'm like, you married somebody forever.
Right.
Supposedly, you know, I'd be really skeptical about marrying somebody that can't commit to a tattoo on their body.
You know, I've actually sat out where I met you guys when you rolled in here out there as benches and had young girls come up here without a tattoo. And they go, well, all my friends got tattoos. And I said, you don't have any tattoos? I said, don't even get one. It's a weird thing for me being in that business and telling somebody, well, don't even get one.
Right.
If you're that undecisive, you know, it's like this shop is one of the few shops that's left that we don't have a salesperson out there pushing, trying to sell tattoos and stuff. If somebody wants to get a tattoo and really wants to get a tattoo, they can come in here and get a tattoo. But we're not going to talk somebody into getting a tattoo.
Right.
because like we said before, that's a tattoo. It's permanent, it's for life. So if it means something to you, great, you know. But just don't get a tattoo because Joe Blow's got a damn tattoo. 10 years from then, you're gonna be wanting to cover it up or remove it. And then you're gonna spend some real money.
How's that feeling, Bert?
Wonderful.
Yeah?
Feels way better than any other tattoo I've had so far on this trip.
Yeah? You still got one more?
Yeah. Clay here's got a light hand. I dig it.
Hopefully it'll still be there tomorrow.
What do you think about every motorcycle riding by you waving?
I don't know, I had a Jeep and it was like that too one time.
I borrowed my buddy's Jeep one time. I'm like, why is everybody waving?
I don't think they wave at you as much in Florida as they do on the road, I don't think.
I mean, I don't wave to anybody unless I know him. I mean, that guy could be a complete douchebag and I'm waving to him.
I grew up with the biker philosophy and the biker mentality. Like, I don't feel it's necessary for me to wave at every single biker that I see. And I think that used to be a thing. So when you seen a motorcycle broke down on the side of the road, you would stop and help that person out. They were like this extended family. Now it's like there's a whole lot of fakeness. A couple years back, man, I had my bike break down on the side of the road, and I sat there for probably 3 hours. 200 motorcycles go by me, and every single one of them waved at me as they went by. But not one person stopped and asked me if I needed help. Not one person. I've stopped multiple times, and they're like, I was just making a phone call, and I'm like, cool, I was just checking, man.
Right.
Now, we were sitting on the side of the road in Texas, just taking a breather, and 3 banditos pulled up and asked us if we were good.
Yeah, apparently they're bad dudes.
Thank you, Clay, very much, man. I appreciate it.
Right on. Traditional mama.
Yeah, dude.
You know, this is the most traditional, classic tattoo that a guy can get. My childhood dreams coming true, man, sitting in that shop getting tattooed.
Willie loves motorcycles. It is the biggest part of his life besides tattooing.
He hosts one of the biggest chopper shows in the country every year at Bike Week. How many people attend your chopper show out here?
Man, I really don't even know. I don't know. What do you think?
It's a hard guess.
3,000 or something, maybe?
Yeah.
I'd guess between 1,000 and 2,000.
I know it's packed.
Years ago, I started out with BFW doing it. Then I got hooked up with Nikki Lynn, the Arnie Foundation, which they do it for the Veterans Support Fund and Animal Rescue. So it's 2 big things in the community that benefit from it, you know.
He takes care of a lot of people. He's a very charitable person. It is the greatest chopper show on earth. Somebody try to prove me wrong.
The bikes that show up for it every year is phenomenal, you know. I mean, you see like crazy ass builders and stuff with stuff here,
right.
And then you just see regular guys that build stuff in their garage and stuff, and that's really what we're looking for is, you know, stuff that's home built, small garage or something, you know.
It's my favorite issue of the horse every year.
Right, they could almost take a whole issue and just put nothing but bikes from that show in it.
Right. Like, I've never been starstruck, and I've met some celebrities, famous sports figures and famous musicians. Never, ever, ever in my wildest dreams did I think that I would get the opportunity to become friends with some of these people.
Today's been a crazy day, man. Denny's back with us. I got a kick-ass tattoo from Clay here.
First off, this is like my childhood wet dream. To come down, hang out with Willie, meet and hang out with Bill in the morning was incredible. I think this is the first closing that we've had while it's still daylight.
Yeah.
I could be wrong,
We're making
but it's
good
still
time.
daylight. So I think when we leave here, we're gonna go to the beach on the motorcycles and see if we can't avoid being arrested. So
I know somebody that gets you out of jail.
yeah, I got a bondsman on call.
Let's go ride some motorcycles on the beach.
Right on, Big Dave approves.
Hey, this is Big Dave. If you want to stay in touch, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button for all new content.